Hi, welcome aboard our coverage of the 1992 Sanctuary Cove International Boating Festival. Now, we've got a fair bit to show you today, but I thought that I'd start with something that represents the spirit of Peter Allen's song, Everything Old is New Again. The boat you're looking at is a replica of a boat which was designed and built in America in the 1930s. A gentleman named Gar Wood had made a lot of money out of inventing the hydraulic ram that operates tip trucks. And Gar, very similar to a lot of our businessmen today, applied that money, became interested in powerboat racing, and applied that money to designing a series of extremely fast, superbly built wooden speedboats. Now, this boat was built by Broadwater Yachts, which is down at Ballina, a guy named Chris Bell, who's a jazz musician, and that's some of his music in the background. And Chris likes things that are old. In fact, if you've watched the Old Spice commercial on television, you will have seen a magnificent white schooner in that commercial. Chris designed and built that schooner, and it was used in the Old Spice commercial. So that'll give you some idea, along with these pictures you're looking at now, of the way in which Chris follows tradition in his building of timber boats. And this superb mahogany runabout is an example of the sort of quality that can be achieved by somebody who knows what he's doing as far as building boats is concerned, and who is dedicated to achieving a degree of quality and finish all the way through the design and manufacture of the boat, which is absolutely second to none. Now, that quality goes from the keel all the way through to the final finish, which I guess is one of the aspects of the boat that impressed me most. This boat has a superb patina on it, a beautiful shine. It's not too glossy, it really is classy, and that was achieved by the use of all-craft clear marine varnishes, which not only give you that shine, but which have also an extremely long life. Now, the boat is beautiful. She hasn't been run yet. We'll be present at the very first time this boat goes in the water, and we'll be able to show you what it was like 40 or 50 years ago, or 60 years ago even, to be in a beautifully designed and built speedboat going very hard. Now, Touchwood is 22 feet long, and she's powered by an 8-litre V8 Cadillac engine, which really fits in with the overall atmosphere of the boat. Chris Bell also builds a range of stoves for boats. In fact, he's been doing that for quite a long time. Broadwater stoves have become famous in Australia and also in the export market for being absolutely perfect for the purpose for which they're designed. The design and building of a boat such as this really is a demanding task, because if you're going to make the boat authentic, in other words a replica of the original, you not only have to lay her out and build her out of traditional materials in the traditional way, but you also have to go to the trouble of manufacturing and casting a whole range of bronze deck fittings for inside the boat. All of the metal on the boat is either bronze or stainless steel. But not everything aboard Touchwood is traditional. Behind a beautifully made roll front console in the centre of the cockpit, there are all the modern control switches, and also a $3,000 Masameki stereo system. So you can certainly come up with modern enjoyments and modern entertainment aboard Touchwood. And as a further indication of the quality levels that were pursued by Chris Bell, have a look at this steering wheel. Laminated 3mm thick silver ash for the rim of the steering wheel, which of course is then shaped, and also the spokes of the steering wheel are laminated from silver ash. Of course, a great advantage of building a boat such as this nowadays is the fact that you have a whole range of modern adhesives which can not only make the job of building the boat easier, but also make her life much longer by using these high-tech modern adhesives. As I've mentioned in past weeks, the Sanctuary Cove International Boating Festival is the forum for new innovations, particularly in the form of boat designs, and also new products that have popped up not only in Australia but around the world in the previous 12 months or so. And being the first major boat show in the annual season, it is the show which is used to display those new products. Now, we saw some quite interesting ones. One of them was a variable pitch outboard or stern drive propeller. This has a knob in the centre of the after end of the hub, which you turn, and each 360-degree turn of the knob alters the pitch of the blades by around about 1 degree. So it's possible to dial in the pitch of the blade not only to suit your boat, but to suit your boat on a particular day under particular conditions. Now, we'll be covering this in some detail in a future show. It's quite reasonably priced, and it will give outboard owners the same facility as aircraft owners have, in that they can alter the pitch of their propeller to suit prevailing conditions. Now, that gives huge benefits as far as performance and particularly as far as economy are concerned. One of the problems with the Sanctuary Cove Festival for '92 was the fact that it rained, and we've become used to that. It always seems to fall in a time of the year which is on the end of the subtropical wet season, and we do get some rain. So the Sunday particularly was wet, but it was interesting to note that that didn't seem to have too much impact on the level of the crowds, and all of the exhibitors reported better response than the previous couple of years, and a far higher quality of inquiry right throughout the show. So that bodes well. In fact, as a result of this show, I tend to feel that there is an upturn in the fortunes of the marine industry, that boaties are becoming interested either in buying new product, in updating existing ones, and in looking at all of this new product that's been released. Now, there were two very exciting new releases from the John Haynes Signature stable. John has been noted for luxury boats with extremely high hull performance, and over the years since he established Signature in 1984, his boats have become top of the range. In fact, I guess you could call them the Mercedes of Australian designed and manufactured fiberglass boats. And for that reason, John has not necessarily been noted up until now as a designer and builder of fishing machines, but he's come out with a vengeance this year with a new 600 6-metre sport fisherman based on the tried and proven 600 LE and RE hull, which we've tested on the show, with variable dead rise, and coming up with a remarkable degree of performance, around 40 knots on 135 horsepower in the prototype. Now, we haven't had a chance to test the Sport Fisherman on the water yet, so what you're looking at are pictures of exactly the same hull running along, but of course with the standard runabout deck. Some of the design innovations include a battery compartment which is well up off the fully self-draining floor, so that if a sea does come aboard, or you load the boat up with so many fish that the self-draining scuppers are immersed, the battery doesn't become immersed. There's a lift-up cleaning table just in front of the outboard across the back of the well there. There are live bait tanks, there are kill tanks, there are covered storage compartments down the side of the boat for rods and for the rest of the gear. There's plenty of room on the dash for all of the electronic fishing equipment that you're likely to need. The boat is set up with an extremely high foredeck and a tall screen, so that it's very unlikely that a sea would ever come aboard, but if it does, the superstructure of the boat is more than capable of handling it, and it has plenty of room all around the cockpit with plenty of tow room so that you can lean against the coamings to make sure that your fishing is extremely comfortable. He's also come up with another interesting innovations. There is a seat on either side of the well down aft, and those seats lift out and they have a moulded in fiberglass toggle in the deck moulding, which makes it impossible for the squabs of the seats to fall out when you don't want them to, and that's a nice thing to see. Now, I expect extremely big things from the Signature 600 Sport Fisherman, and we'll be looking at that in detail in a future show. The other release from John was equally exciting. It's called Sweet 16. It's an entirely new styling exercise for John, and takes his existing styling thoughts and ideas, ones that we've become used to, through into a new era. The boat is absolutely beautifully sculpted. She has superb profiles from whichever angle you like to look at her. She's moderately priced. She's aimed at around about the $15,000 or $16,000 ready to roll, complete with outboard and trailer price bracket, which will make her an excellent entry-level first boat buyer. And we are going to use this prototype Sweet 16 fitted with a Mercury outboard motor to shoot the video version of Chris Conroy's Boating the First Step. We're turning the book into a video for general distribution, and it'll be a pleasure to use this particular boat, which falls squarely into the area that we're talking about in that particular context. Now, we'll be back with more from Sanctuary Cove after this break.